Okay, so today we have Morrissey and Kerching, Kerching. So last week when I said this song is next to react to for Morrissey Friday here, I thought it was a word that I just didn't know. Kerching, Kerching, but of course I do believe it's just the sound of a cash register, that ka-ching sound. So I imagine we're going to be talking about some capitalism here. I'm intrigued to see where Morrissey goes with this. Less than 3 minutes long here as well. So let's get into it. Talk about it after Kerching, Kerching. Here we go.
Why'd you move so far, so fast, so fierce?
Get ready.
It's just a career. Why'd you move so far, so fast, so fierce? It's just a career.
That's all.
Your ma and pa, they passed away, and you didn't even hold their hand.
Oof. Oof.
Turn to your adorer, and she'll tell you how it all went wrong.
Dark beat.
Turn to your adorer, and she'll tell you how it all went wrong. Ka-ching, 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 ching, ching. She's the lover you can never leave. She tells you you're not good enough, not rich enough, not man enough, not fast enough, not you enough. You don't joke enough, 'cause you just do not take coke enough. Ka-ching, 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 ching, ching. She's the lover you can never leave. She tells you you're not good enough, not rich enough, not man enough, not fast enough, not you enough. You don't joke enough, 'cause you just do not take coke enough. Ka-ching, 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 ching, ching. She's the lover you can never leave. I remember a small boy in a small town with a small dog and a shy smile, and I wonder what went wrong, what went wrong. What went wrong? What went wrong? What went wrong? What went wrong? You need a good straight smack in the head. And by the way, your beloved brother is dead.
Holy. Well, there it is. Morrissey, Kerching, Kerching. I mean, in the song, I laughed a few times during the song there, and, I don't know, I smiled. And of course, this song isn't really, I don't think it's really a joke or anything, but I was just smiling because it sounded so good to me. I've seen mixed reviews, and the whole album I've seen has mixed reviews, but specifically this track, some love it, some hate it, some think it's okay. But it's the vocal melody here, to me at least, is beautiful. I love his delivery. I love Morrissey's pace on this track as well. I love, his slowness, Kerching, 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 ching. And it reminds me of, like, this is so odd, but the Grinch or something, all the noise, Kerching, Kerching, Kerching. Anyway, but it's just, he's so slow with it, and he's so deliberate as well. And in that way, it's just me, what I mean by that is just, I don't know, I feel like he's really trying to get his point across here, talking about his own career, or maybe he's talking about other people's careers, but for me, it almost seems like he's talking about himself here now. Maybe he lost himself in fame. I don't know, that comes to mind too, but we'll get more into that in the lyrics. But Musically, though, the synths right at the get-go, it was a bit of chamber pop as well. I mean, I think about somebody like Mac DeMarco or something comes to mind, but it's very all-encompassing, or it's almost swallows you up, those synths that come right in. And then you got the beat, the drum beat, whatever, and that just makes your head go a little bit like this. And I mean, it's just a little bit of synth pop. I mean, I thought it was in the 80s for a second, but at the same point, it does sound, very modern in a way as well. But yeah, so that came in, and I wasn't really expecting that kind of a start. Very dramatic, of course, very dark and very moody, and for good reason for what we're talking about in the lyrics once more. But yeah, that comes in, and then you have a solid, again, calculated, as I like to say, slow drum beat itself from Brendan Buckley there. The bass on this track is also very vital to the mood of it. Obviously, it's a dark atmosphere, and that bass really plays into that as well. And it's the keyboards, I can't say enough, the synths, all that create that almost muddy gray atmosphere. And you talk about Camilla Gray, I do believe co-wrote the song with Morrissey, so she's all over this, and she was also on backing vocals for this too. And it's just, I don't know, it took me aback. I never know what to expect, of course, with any song I do from this album, listening to the whole thing all the way through. And I really have enjoyed the last few songs that I've listened to on it. And not to say I don't like anything before that or whatever, but specifically the last like 3 tracks, Zoom Zoom the Little Boy, and now this one as well. And I forget the other name of the other track now. My goodness gracious, hold the phone. My mind is just gone. The Night Pop Dropped, of course, which is, again, upbeat as hell. The last 2 tracks have done. And this one is not as upbeat, but it's just a solid ass track as well. And yeah, so anyway, Kerching, and just his dejection, his regret is in his voice, and anyway, his emotions are on his sleeve here, and talking about how he, again, from his own perspective, is it him? I mean, we're talking about coke as well at some point. I don't know too much about Morrissey's drug past or anything like that. I don't think that's a big one, but whoever it is, if he's talking about himself or other people or just the music industry as a whole, I mean, of course, a lot of people do take fame and fortune over their family. They do prioritize. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but they do prioritize those things more than their own family, and more than their parents dying, and more than more than actually being there for their parents and to hold their hand, as Morrissey said at one point there too. And it really is just a whole toxic relationship with money, with drugs, and with fame. I mean, all of those things. And yeah, so if you're a musician, I mean, I guess this would hit even more, but because it's very real and it's very raw and aggressive at points for a good reason too. So yeah, I thought it was good though. I thought every track I guess on this album was good, but really this one is very, again, real and honest, and I like that. And anyway, yeah, so I just wasn't expecting such dramatic synths right at the get-go. You move into a lush melody, and Morrissey with the whole at the point, you're not man enough, not fast enough, and his voice is so commanding, it's strong. I talk about it every week, but hello, we're here for Morrissey Friday every week, and it is, again, I say his pace and his delivery, especially on those lines, not man enough, not fast enough, and it's just, oh my god, that's all I need right there. So anyway, looking at the personnel, I've talked about them the whole past weeks, but my god, Morrissey on vocals, lyrics, vocal melodies, again, the vocal melody here is pretty good to me, pretty solid. Camilla Gray, as I mentioned, who co-wrote this with him, is on keyboards, programming, backing vocals, specifically on this track. Carmen Vandenberg on electric guitar. And again, the way that Wikipedia has this laid out for the personnel messes me up sometimes. But Juan Galliano was on bass here as well. Drums, Brendan Buckley. Jesse Tobias also on electric guitar. And again, I don't know if everyone on this is specifically on this track, but I do know Jesse Tobias is specifically on bass as well on this song here. And again, that bassiness, I don't even know if that's a word, but it created such a I don't know if you want to say dystopian mood or what I'm trying to, it's just that dark mood, that lonely mood, that isolated mood of what this guy has done to himself, this narrator has done to himself because he prioritized money. Anyway, and fame. But then you go on as well. Is there anyone else on this track that I see here? I do not believe there is. No, everyone else is on different tracks. Not Kerching. So there you go there. My goodness gracious. So let's move into these lyrics now. And right off the bat, it's dramatic as heck. And Morrissey just starts singing. I'm like, oh, we're right into it. Hold the phone. Why do you move so far, so fast, so fierce? It's just a career. Why do you move so far, so fast, so fierce? It's just a career. That repetition to show you that he's trying to get his point across here. And I think about, you move so far away from home. I guess, again, when you're chasing that fame, you move to LA. Again, Morrissey being from the UK. But either way, you move to LA or New York or wherever it is to try to get fame. That comes to mind. And you become so fast, so fierce and all this stuff. It's just a career. And to them, I guess it's more than a career. It's, trying to make it in Hollywood, whatever you want to say. And, but at the end of the day, to the parents, I think about on their side, it's just a career. And at the same time, calling it just a career may be crazy to the narrator here, who that's all he wants is just that career that has fame and fortune, whatever. But you move so fast, so fierce, you change so much for this career. You don't even know your mom and your pa anymore. Anyway, your ma and pa, they passed away, and you didn't even hold their hand. You weren't even there for their final moments. I mean, you would think about how that would make the guy regret his choices. Turn to your adorer, and she'll tell you how it all went wrong. Turn to your adorer, and she'll tell you how it all went wrong. And again, your adorer, I think about fans. I think about, or I guess just this guy's other half there, a significant other, whatever. But I guess, they'll tell you what's going on. They'll tell you what's real. But, either way, or just your fan will tell you what's real finally. And we go into the Kerching, 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 Kerching. She's a lover you can never leave. She tells you you're not good enough, not rich enough, not man enough, not fast enough. No, not you enough. You don't joke enough. And that joke isn't funny anymore, of course, because you just do not take coke enough. And that last line there, it kind of took me by surprise. I didn't really expect coke to come into play. So now, of course, drugs come to mind as well, of course, for many musicians. I mean, my God. I was just going to say of the 60s, 70s, 50s, whatever, but even today, of course, I mean, drugs are still going. Hello. But, yeah. And a lot of musicians, actors, whatever it is, struggle with drug addiction. Not just famous people, but anyone can struggle with drug addiction. But yeah. And just talking about how these things that, make you not you, and these are your problems here. And at the same point, she tells you you're not good enough, not rich enough. I think about how, are we putting this on the fame? Are we putting this on the drug addiction? How, I'm not rich enough, not fast enough, not man enough. This is why I have to chase this dream so hard. I mean, that comes to mind. And that's why, I got to take more coke to stay up longer and produce and make songs or whatever. Anyway, that comes to mind too. Kerching, Kerching, she's the lover you can never leave. And the lover you can never leave, I think about, again, drugs. You can never leave those drugs because you're just addicted. It's all an addiction. Most things he's talking about here, money and everything. Yeah. So, obviously, it's a never-ending cycle right out the bat in this part of the track. And then Kerching, 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 Ching, Ching, she's the lover you can never leave. And again, much more of a repetition there. But I think for good reason, and just trying to talk about these topics that I've talked about so much already. But the lover you can never leave, whether it's this adorer or, again, your drug addiction or your fame addiction, whatever it is. I remember a small boy in a small town with a small dog and a shy smile, and I wonder what went wrong. What went wrong? It's hard to say for me. My God, 5 times fast, but and that's repeated on. Quite the alliteration. You need a good, and then the last point here, where he kind of just becomes a bit more soaring, I guess you might say. You need a good straight smack in the head, and by the way, your beloved brother is dead. So, I mean, it's just like you've missed out on all these things because of the fame and the fortune, and, that's all you cared about. You didn't give a shit about anything else. And now you're thinking back on life, maybe this person, this narrator is a bit older now, and they're thinking, Jesus, what did I do? I got this house, I got whatever, these cars, but my brother's dead, my family, my dad and my mom are dead. I didn't even see them. And anyway, so that's just crazy. I think about this is random, but the Doors poster, the Doors poster behind me, and how Jim Morrison, whether it was true or not, I don't know in the book, but how he told people that his mom and dad were dead, even though they weren't, when he was in his mid-20s. So some people don't have great relationships with their parents, of course, as famous musicians or whatever. But in this situation, though, it seems like there's some regret and there's some pausing going on here where they are thinking, what went wrong? And we just, found out what went wrong. My goodness gracious, in their own head. They obviously had, I would say, probably some kind of depression or some kind of disorder, whatever it is, chasing this dream. They don't feel that they are good enough at all. I mean, that's the whole point of not man enough, not fast enough, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, they were not doing well in maybe their own mind or whatever, and they just could never stop and smell the roses. And anyway, so yeah, this lots of things come to my big fat head. So this is a very thought-provoking track. Another thought-provoking track here, but at the end of the day, no matter what, it's a sweeping track, I think, in a way, a swelling track, as I saw somebody mention as well. I talked about how it just almost swallows you up right at the get-go, but a swelling track as well, at least with those synths. But anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. I think I got the gist of everything, taking fame and fortune over your parents and family, yeah, and just caring about that more than your own flesh and blood. But that's the real life for some people. So thanks for watching, thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all of those things. I really appreciate all of your support, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.